there's nothing wrong with living a completely peaceful and happy, unbothered life. Growing up in like middle school, high school, even college, I was pretty sheltered, I would say. I never really went to any parties. I never really had a serious like boyfriend relationship. But in medical school, like the first couple months were kind of crazy because I went in with like the notion of, you know what, it's okay, let's do it for the plot. And a lot of these things, like I wouldn't say I completely regret because I had the experience and I like know how it is, and I've had that lived experience of doing these things, so I at least like know and I won't regret not doing them. But after you do that, like there's nothing wrong with literally not doing things for the plot and just living a happy and peaceful life and not messing yourself up. When I started med school, there were a lot of new things going on and it was a really big transition period. There were also a lot of opportunities to just do some like really unhinged things that a lot of people coming in, since they did that in like college, they were used to it and it was nothing new. But for me, it was like parties, going downtown, and even like a weird situationship. It wasn't really like a long relationship. It was just like we said we were dating, but not really. I was like, you know what, it's okay. All these things, we're gonna do it for the plot. The first month, it was really fun. I was having a lot of fun. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm experiencing a lot of new things. But looking back, I was like, dang, a lot of these choices for the plot were not the best decisions. I take it back, I would not, because I've learned so much and grown so much from this year. But moving forward, I will probably abstain. Life is okay being peaceful, and you have to learn from your experiences. Like one of the choices I made was going downtown, and of course there was this guy there and I was distracted, and lo and behold, we were dancing, and then I had my phone in my purse. And I still remember it now, like Justin Bieber was playing and I was like, everyone was singing Baby. It was just like such a Kodak moment. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to record this. And I was like, bro, where's my phone? And I realized that in this crowded room, in this crowded club, my phone had been stolen. And so I was like so panicked. Like this had never happened to me before. And it was even like foreshadowing too, because another gal in our group, she had gotten her phone stolen before and we were trying to help her find it. And then when we couldn't find it, we're like, okay, let's just go and have fun. And then when we did, it happened to me too. And yeah, that was like a whole really bad effect. Like I could have prevented that by not going downtown that night, because that was the second time I had gone. And like the first time was like during orientation week and it was really fun. So I was like, oh, the second time we went was after our final, and I was like, we really need to let loose and like chill and have fun. And I ended up losing my phone. So I was just like, let's do it for the plot, because also the guy that I was like talking to and was like on and off was going downtown too. So I'm like, oh, I know he's gonna be there. A lot of questionable decisions were made that night, and there were a lot of things I remember. I'm like, bro, I should not have done that, because like these are people that I go to class with, and I'm like, but you know what? Do I regret the second time I went downtown? Yes, I do. The first time it was fun and I had a really fun experience, but of course the second time it turned out with me losing my phone. But you know what, now I think also taught me a lesson too, like to be very vigilant. Like I'm always like usually very vigilant. So like when I went to EDC and to New York, I was hyper vigilant, and I also try to remind my friends like, hey, like watch your phones, watch your possessions. The second big thing was red flags. Like you guys, really, I don't know what it is with us and being attracted to red flags, but we're literally like, oh my gosh, red flag. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. Let's do it for the plot. Like, okay, when I told my parents and like my brother and my friends about this guy, they're like, Rachel, he has so many red flags. Like, no, don't do it. And I was like, yeah, I know. I literally acknowledged. I was like, yeah, I know he has a lot of red flags, but like I haven't had a relationship, a dating experience before. Like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Let's do it for the plot. And guess what happened? Not good things. I was literally like, yes, red flag. Let's run to red flags. Maybe we're like bored. There's this excuse. We know it's bad, but we still do it. Like, I don't know what it is with human beings. We know it's bad for you, but we still do these things. Do I regret like that whole thing? I guess like not entirely, because I learned a lot of things and it was kind of a low stakes environment, because it wasn't like a super long relationship or anything crazy that happened, but it did mess me up in some aspects. Yeah, that set me back like a lot of months, and it could have not been that way. But also, am I a more informed individual moving forward? Absolutely yes. So will I be doing things for the plot moving forward? Definitely, you know, like take it with a grain of salt. You got to live life too, but also have the grace and the knowledge and the wisdom to say the opportunity comes your way, or okay to pass up those opportunities and not do it for the plot.